Hey everyone, it's Libby from Meister Tarot. I'd like to acknowledge the Worimi First Nations people, that's WORIMI, and welcome to you, your guides, my guides, and the universal energies. Okay, as I split the deck, I've got the Empress and the Lovers. Okay, could be the birth of something significantly new, new beginnings, new contracts, new starts. Or it depends on what I was thinking on, because I was actually going to have a look in regards to China in this reading, that currently buys 90% of Iran's or Persia's oil output. So Xi Jinping has come out and actually I've made a very rare announcement on what's happening in Persia, so I'm going to have a look at that a bit later. So I think that's what I was thinking about, but what I do want to have a look at, and because I will swap to the Golden Universal Tarot for that particular reading, because it's very much a financial reading, but I'm going to have a look at, first up, is Xavier Becerra. And I do apologize if I've pronounced that incorrectly. If you feel like correcting me because I've pronounced it incorrectly, check to see whether the 50 zillion other people have already done so. Okay, now, so I'll just call him Xavier. Xavier is a name that a lot of you have given me. And he is currently, I believe, the Attorney General in California. He was the Secretary of Health and Human Services when Biden was in office, I believe. He's got I haven't even looked at the guy, haven't looked at a photograph, don't know what he looks like, and that's all I know about his history. But as soon as I saw the name, I went, oh, he feels right. And he's got, to me, Carney vibes. That's the sensation I'm getting. Haven't seen him. I believe he's, let me just double check. Hang on a sec. Okay, just as well I didn't say. He's a Roman Catholic. His father, I believe, was born in Mexico. He's married to a physician, Carolina Reyes. They've got 3 daughters. He's part of the Inter-America Dialogue think tank based in the US. And he was Secretary of Health and Human Services under Joe Biden, replaced by RFK. Like, really? You've got this guy who really knows his stuff, and replaced by the likes of RFK. Oh, please. So what I want to have a look at, he just feels right. I'm actually looking at a photograph of him now. Born in 58, which would make him 68 this year, so still young enough. So let's have a look. Xavier Becerra just he just feels right. So Xavier as Governor of California. Now, don't get me wrong, I love Katie Porter. I love what she was doing with her whiteboard. But this guy he just feels the right fit, the right match to take California forward. Katie Porter's more of the, like, I hope he brings her into the cabinet or something along those lines. She feels more, set her onto these people and set her on to investigate those people. Feels got more of that pit bull energy rather than the stabilizing leadership energy that Carney has. So I'm just going to do a quick look. So Xavier Becerra, right? So we've got the emotionally walking away, coming to some sort of agreement, the Magician, and the Queen of Swords. Okay, let's see how we go. So the 8 of Cups, the emotionally walking away. I'm not getting that he's going to see, this figure here is taking the steps up this high path. I'm feeling that he's going to come to some sort of agreement with Katie Porter, because she's pretty much one of the front runners there. Okay, let's see how we go. loss and disappointment, working behind this. So this will be the Sorwell. This is the rebuilding and coming out with strength. King of Cups energy, Knight of Coins, stabilizing energy, and the Temperance card. So this is going forward to end up in this position. Balance, moderation, King of Cups, bringing forward stability of government energy. I think this is disappointment and loss at Swalwell, having to step out. This is a working behind the scenes with others. Now, in this particular deck, there's no one that is being put into the making position being observed by two. This is 3 on equal footing. 2 on equal footing, 3 on equal footing. And I think there's going to be strength in that. He feels right, but we're not there yet. But there's this strength, compassionate strength, empathic strength, this harnessing of this strength, building the team in discussions. So do not be surprised if Porter steps aside and throws her support behind him. It feels like they've got some sort of agreement here that she may take on the role of the Californian AG or something along those lines, the truth bringer. This is the rebuilding the team, stepping forward in strength, and then we've got King of Cups, Knight of Coins, and the Temperance. I'm just going to say he feels right. I mean, anything is possible between now and then because the Republicans will hate. But he feels right. And I do feel that he's going to build this team that will step forward in strength. And it'll be a team of, if I say equals, he'll be one of those ones that gives credit to and relies on the team that is built. He just gives off Carney vibes. Anyhow, I want to have a look at what's happening make sure I get the last card out, which is the ending of the oligarchical. Speaking of which, I'm going to do a reading on Gina Reinhardt and her court case at the moment, but I'll get onto that in a minute. So, well, we've got justice, international courts perhaps, ending of the blockade perhaps, because this is about legacy, but it's also about passing through a portal, a strait, whatever you like to call it, the aging oligarchical energy on this side, ending, moving forward into a new. So, what's the background on this? Well, China apparently buys, from what I understand, about 90%. It has a contract with Persia to buy 90% of the oil it produces over, I think it's about a 20-year period or 25-year period, like a long period. And in exchange, it's investing 400 billion with a B into Persia itself. So this is a contract that they made. So therefore, it's a legally binding international agreement. So what's happened is US Central Command, well, the Orange Twerps come out and basically said, we're blockading the Strait. That's because he wants some of the money. He wants the toll money for himself. You know, it's the usual, we're going to blow out of the water anybody claiming we're going to blow out of the water the Persian Navy, despite the fact, I think about a month ago, he said there was no Navy left. Oh, but they're the little ships that we didn't think were important. Oh, please. Lie. Anyhow, US Central Command has come out and claims that no ships have passed through the Strait. However, there is another source outlet that said about 20 ships have passed through the Strait. So, you know, again, it depends which side you want to believe. There are, I believe, 10,000 troops in the area on various warships, etc. Becerra has come out and singled out China with his rhetoric and reimposed sanctions on Persia. Okay, so Xi Jinping has come out and said that they will play a constructive role in going forward, and that international order, law and order, is in disarray. In other words, the US, and it is the US is being dangerous and irresponsible in its actions. So I'm really getting that China, and then we've got the Lovers card, the contracts and agreements that were made, and we've got here ships passing through the Strait. So we've got the Lovers card, and then we've got the Six of Swords. I'm getting that China will protect their investment and protect the stability of Persia, but the regime, okay, thank you. There will not be a World War III. I'm just going to put it out there. I'm not getting a World War III because the rest of the world is going, nah, not interested. The UK Prime Minister has come out and basically said, yeah, you're dead to me now, as in any relationships with the US due to their irresponsibility and their just recklessness and their carry on. I'm talking about the regime, not the people themselves. We know if you were voting tomorrow, it would be a hungry type situation. That's why, well, with this false victory and the smoke and mirrors, the regime will try and do everything to hang on to power. And between now and then, and yep, absolutely, they will do anything, and I'm talking about anything, to try and hang on to power, including trying to plunge the world into World War III. Oh, but I don't see it happening. And again, there's that false victory card again. Some false victory about those that are squatting in the White House. You've got the whistleblower coming forward and a harsh truth and reckless actions as well. But it just anyhow. And speaking of which, what the heck is the Vice President of the US doing fronting a Turning Point USA event? Oh, please. No sign of Erica. Wonder if Erica's not fitting into them hot pants lately. Okay, but what I want to have a look at is, so we're pretty much, the US has put China in a position of direct confrontation. So I am getting that China will protect Iran's stability. How is this going to play out from China's point of view? And then I'll have a look from the US point of view. How's this going to play out? Now, China, remembering that China has reached tipping point where more than 50% of its energy now comes from renewable energy. Wind, solar, hydro, thermal, you name it, more than 50%. So they've reached that tipping point where they're going over into pretty much a renewable. But there is still a need for oil, because from oil comes plastics. Unfortunately, from oil comes fertilizer, and I don't like the fertilizer that comes from oil because it's a synthetic fertilizer. But there's still plastics, and there is still, there's the delaying will be the things like the cargo ships, etc., that will still rely on oil for quite a while going forward. But 50% apparently of the ships that go around the world carry oil, so those won't be needed. So there'll be a 50% reduction in the amount of ships, but there will still be a need for oil going forward for the foreseeable future. Okay, so looking from China's point of view, what have we got here? A harsh truth coming forward and a new opportunity. So there is this recklessness, but it's going this way. The recklessness is going towards the past. This could be the recklessness of the US is presenting China with a new opportunity. This feels big. You've got here lining all the cups up in a row, the smug merchant that is going to bring an ending of what was, so there will be a new beginning. This charging off and recklessness is actually presenting an opportunity for China to bring about a dramatic end and new beginning, to rebuild with the Death card. Do not underestimate what China have behind the curtain here, because I bet you there's EVs, solar panels. They're the biggest producer of solar panels. Sorry, sip of dandelion tea. Is bringing down the way they're positioned to take advantage. Let's have a look. Yes, absolutely, the Sun card. The Sun card, money changing hands, giving and receiving help. And then we've got, because China are actually sending military products to Persia, I believe. But this is also finding a way to move forward. Feels very solutions, looking into solutions. I mean, this could be paying the toll and getting the ships through. You've got loss and regret by the old way of doing things, the old financial system. And then you've got the Xi Jinping himself, or the emperor, claiming a victory, some sort of victory that will change everything, with the Wheel of Fortune. You've got the High Priestess, secrets that are not yet revealed that will bring about a complete downfall of the happy families. Shutting up the orange twerp, taming the beast, and the Star is going to get out of Dodge. Right, we've got the Two of Swords and the Ace of Swords, the Page of Pentacles, and the World card, ending of an era. So we've got ending, 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 significant ending, ending, ending. Not getting much legal here. I mean, it may be legal, information is brought forward, but I'm feeling more that this is a sort of truth that cuts through this crown, that takes down this crown and brings an ending to the end of the era. Okay. Remembering that China is the biggest holder of US government bonds. So don't discount the power that they have to take action in regards to this. Is China, now China does not want to go to war, is what I'm getting. Does not want to go to war. Is China, okay, that Nine of Cups, they have cards they can play. So is China going to threaten to dump US government bonds? Is China going to, I mean, it's almost like, it's not a cut the nose off to spite the face for China. They will make a loss on them, guaranteed. And yes, I think they're going to. It's double 10. It's the card number 20, the Judgment card, big wake up call, collective awakening. I think they're going to threaten to do so. I think they're going to threaten to do so. We've got on the bottom there, we've got the Seven of Swords. Yeah, getting out of Dodge with these swords. I think yes, putting the White House in a precarious position with that Four of Wands, and then we've got this new start and moving on. So do not be surprised if China threatens to or even dumps. Oh God, I've got cards falling out everywhere. Because I've got the win at any cost, the regret about the return on the investment, but they're feeling like their hands are tied. They're going to have no other option. China does not want to go to, and there's confirmation, the Ace of Swords. China does not want to go to war with the US, but it has means that it can do so. Man, isn't it terrible? Okay, show me. Show me what will China do to protect its investment in Persia and its own position. What will China do? I'll just have a quick look and then I'll have a look to see what the regime will do. What will China do to protect its investment, protect the stability of Persia? Not in favour of the Persian or Chinese regime in the slightest myself personally, but we're talking international politics here. Come on down, let's have a look. Right. Bringing an end to this aging financial legacy. Remembering that Persia said the arrangement was that the toll would either be paid, I believe, in Bitcoin or yuan, the Chinese currency. So this is I think keeping the strait, the portal open. Let's have a look. It's almost like they'll do anything. The challenge is keeping the strait open. It's also my military card. The challenge is the military build-up in the region. See where this goes. You've got here the emperor. Is it Xi Jinping or is it the orange idiot who thinks he's an emperor? The energy that it's sitting in at the moment is the emperor energy, the my way or the highway dictator. See where it goes. In the past, we've got this false victory. What's China going to do? Crowning the reading, King of Cups, negotiation, emotionally mature stability, got the ship in the background trying to make it forward. So this is about diplomatic relations. No money or money cards yet, or yes there is the big money card, the ending of what was. Let's see where we go. The star, bringing forward the star. You've got the ibis in the background there, heron, whatever it is in the background there, messaging, star messaging, trying to balancing. We've got here the Wheel of Fortune, karma coming and biting the emperor on the bum. This might be the orange idiot wannabe emperor who, with his false victory, that is causing this chaos. But this is fate, destiny, time. It is time and the Fool for a new beginning. Look at this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 major arcana. new beginning. Hopes and fears. I think this is financial support or just getting the goods through. So sort of like a choke point. The fear is the choke point. Okay, the outcome, star. Sorry, the sun card. Information coming from overseas, a new plan of unity. So there's no, and then we've got big legal action, circles of support, money trails, the devil, to Russia. Justice, justice, stinky fish potentially to bring forward. They've got an agreement, so they've got actions that they can take, some sort of agreement that things will be seen from a different point of view and will bring stability. There's no war cards, there's no 5 of wands, there's no destruction, there's no war cards there. China has, what I'm getting is that the Chinese Communist Party and Xi Jinping, they have means and methods that do not include conflict to bring pressure to bear. Some of it does include legal action on the international scene, but the orange twerp doesn't give a rat's. The regimes don't give a rat's about that. It's more personal stuff is what I'm feeling. They've got an array of options, which includes dumping US government bonds. Trust me, they have information about those involved in the regime and the money trails there. Yeah, I get the feeling China will bring pressure to bear. Might leave it there. I think, sorry about this one, which indicates to me that the orange twerp is not long for this world. Yeah, I'm getting that China will bring pressure to bear on the US to protect its investment in Persia. Sort of under the wing, bring Persia under the wing. Okay, let's see how it plays out. I'm not getting any major conflict. The image of the silo explosion it's there and not there, there and not there. So I'm hoping it's a bit like Back to the Future with the photograph, that as things change, it's not there. But we'll see how that plays out as well. Okay, love to you all. Catch you shortly. Bye-bye.